In 1824, Thomas Jefferson noted, "A government held together by groups reason alone requires much concurrence of opinion." Nearly 200 years later, a majority Americans agree. But Donald Trump is not among them. With just days left before Congress' looming deadline to avert a government shutdown, Trump posted an all-caps message on social media to house Republicans: "If you can't get everything, shut it down." The unrealistic demands that accompanied former president's statement included calls to close the U.S. southern border with Mexico and withhold funding from Justice Department. In addition, approving Trump's demands, House Republicans have implemented their own indefensible ultimatums in response to the looming shutdown, including calls cut funding Ukraine in its ongoing war with Russia. Trump confidently assured his supporters that President Joe Biden and congressional Democrats would take responsibility for the government shutdown. But at the same time, polls suggest otherwise. Notably, a poll by The Economist found that 29% of Americans would blame Republicans for the potential shutdown, compared with just 13% who said they would blame Biden. The vast majority of respondents say they would blame both sides equally. In light of Wednesday's GOP presidential candidates debate, we revisited data from a University of South Florida survey conducted in June to better understand Floridians' attitudes toward political compromises as well as their confidence in Democrats and Republicans' ability to work together in their interests. Responses from representative sample 600 adult Floridians highlighted a strong desire for the politics compromise. An overwhelming majority respondents suggested that policy outcomes should emerge through process compromise between the two parties. A majority of respondents said they would prefer most policy outcomes to be a relatively even compromise between Republicans and Democrats. Conversely, only 1 in 5 respondents indicated a preference for the all or nothing types of outcomes currently sought by Trump and his allies in Congress. Specifically, 9 said they would prefer to see Democrats achieve their policy goals without compromising from Republicans, while 13 would prefer to see Republicans achieve their policy goals without compromising across the aisle. Explore all your options, even among those firmly committed to ideological policy choices. Most said they wanted to see their party compromise with other parties along the way. Despite these overwhelming public preferences, leaders in both parties increasingly frame compromise solutions as evidence of defeat, rather than seeing them as the necessary art of effective democracy. Perhaps this is why voters across the political spectrum increasingly lack confidence in elected leaders to do the right thing. When asked how confident they were in the ability of Democratic and Republican leaders to work together in their interests, a significant majority